Ayan, Joyce, may nakikita ka pa bang bagong mga names this afternoon?
Yes, itong si L. March. Good afternoon. Si John R. Felden, parang bago yung name niya. And si Roberto, who's watching from Connecticut. Grabe, global na ba tayo?
Oh my God, I think this is not the first naman, pero hello, good afternoon, Roberto, at least from where we're calling from. Hello, Hans and Christine. We also have William joining us this afternoon. And Joyce, may nagsasabi na may mga first-timers ulit tayo this afternoon. Ayan, good afternoon. So, we'd love to get to know each and every one of you. So, you may type in the chat box your name, where you're calling from, and what company are you from. We'd love to get to know you. And para sa mga first-timers dyan, baka you can give us a thumbs up or sabihin nyo din sa chat box na it's your first time so that we can give you that warm PW welcome.
Ayan, Gabi, ang dami nang nagta-thumbs up. And nagchat-chat rin sa chat box na first timer nila. So hello, welcome po sa inyo.
Ay, Joyce, alam mo nakakatuwa kasi sabi nga kanina ni John, di ba, we are celebrating our 3rd year anniversary this week. And akala natin ang dami na nating naging free webinar participants, but seeing that we have a lot of first-timers here this afternoon means na mas lumalaki pa yung reach natin here in the Philippines.
Yes, and sobrang nakaka-amaze yung nare-reach natin kasi grabe 'di ba kahit hindi lang sa Philippines, even outside the Philippines nare-reach na rin natin. So ayan, sobrang daming ripples na nabubuo.
Yes, and I can see a lot of different organizations here this afternoon. So si Michael is from SM Group of Companies, yung Alphamart Trading Philippines. And we also have students joining us. So si Mark Jason, Gordon College, and he's studying BS Ed Social Studies student. Hello. And we also have our usual attendees. Parang last week nakita ko rin to si na DSWD MOO from Pinili, Ilocos Norte. Sige, Joyce, can you read some more greetings while we're waiting for other participants to come in?
Ayan, so si Hans naman from Catanduanes, si Maricel Rodriguez from DepEd Camiguin. Ayan, and of course si Sir William from La Carlota Biopower Group. And si Ann Lee from SM Store Fairview.
Thank you so much. So we still have a lot of room here in the Zoom room. So if you have colleagues or friends who want to join us this afternoon, tell them to log in to register because we are starting in a few minutes. Yan. We also have joiners from Marawi City. Good afternoon, Ashia. Meron din tayo from Paumbong, Bulacan. Joyce, malapit ba to sa'yo?
Medyo malayo na yan, Gabi.
Malayo na to. Okay. Sina Van Joseph, they have been participating since last year. Thank you for still continuing to attend our free webinars. And we hope you really see the value of what we teach here in Positive Workplaces. Alam mo, Joyce, excited ako dun sa topic natin because I think even when we were in school, this is one of the things na we are constantly reminded of na wag natin itong gagawin. Pero there are times na siguro may mga intentional tayong ginagawang ganito. And there are times na hindi natin namamalayan na ganun pala yung nagiging effect natin. So this afternoon, we hope na we get to refresh our knowledge about breaking barriers, unmasking bullying and biases for inclusive and respectful environments. Ayan. Ikaw ba, Joyce, anong insight mo? Or like, how do you feel about our topic this afternoon?
Super excited din ako, Gabi, kasi parang ang common na rin na problem nito, yung bullying na, yun nga sabi mo, di ba, even in schools, nangyayari siya. And naaalala ko lang na dati talaga meron pa mga pa-poster making na anti-bullying and parang ang dami talagang ginagawang programs ng schools to to stop or prevent yung bullying. And right now, parang is a new perspective na sa workplace naman siya titingnan.
Akala natin sa school lang yun mangyayari, pero hindi pala. Even in the workplace, it still continues. Kaya it's good that we are talking about it so that we can do something about it. Ayan, we're starting in a minute. So tell your friends, your colleagues, your office mates, maybe even invite your bosses and your team leaders to join us this afternoon. Again, thank you for joining us, and alam niyo yun, yung sinabi natin last week, Joyce, no, it has been a Wednesday habit for everyone to join positive workplaces, yung mga well-being sessions natin. So this is for today. Welcome for our second webinar this July entitled Breaking Barriers, Unmasking Bullying and Biases for Inclusive and Respectful Environments. So for those of you joining us for the first time today, I am Gabby and I'm the Learning and Development Officer of Positive Workplaces. And with me this afternoon is, go ahead, Joyce.
Hello, my name is Joyce and I'm the Learning and Development Associate of Positive Workplaces.
Ayan, so whenever you hear about free webinars, it's always me and Joyce who team up to bring you different topics, to bring you different experts to talk about well-being, positive psychology, and of course, leadership in the workplace. And we always love introducing our company. We are Positive Workplaces, and our mission is that we co-create cultures that enhance the well-being of the Filipino workforce. And we believe that these cultures are made possible through what we call the positivity ripples. And it all starts with you. Okay, so you investing in yourself, you investing your time here this afternoon to listen to the webinar is already part of leading oneself so that we can gain different knowledge, yung skills natin, ma-upgrade natin. Because once when we are able to apply those, dun natin siya natuturo sa iba, dun natin na-influence yung iba sa paligid natin. And when that happens, kumakalat siya, nagiging kultura siya sa ating mga kumpanya. And yun ang doon nagsisimula o yun yung proseso ng pagkakaroon ng positive workplace. So just a few reminders. Just be ready to have another device because we might be having some question and answer in another platform. And of course, prepare your pen and paper for notes. I'm pretty sure our resource speaker this afternoon has a lot to share about this topic given her expertise dito sa topic na to. So we'd love for you to take down notes and see what resonates with you. And of course, we highly encourage engagement with your learners, but please be respectful in the chat as we always do each.
Ayan, so for our evaluation form naman po, it will be issued at the end of the webinar for those in the Zoom room only. And please remember niyo po yung acronym na TEN, which stands for T, title. So make sure po na tama yung title ng evaluation form na i-fill up nyo later. Email, type in po yung email na ginagamit nyo. And please make sure na tama po yung @gmail.com. Kasi pag nagkamali lang po yan ng maling letter or ng kahit na maling symbol, hindi po ninyo matatanggap yung certificate nyo kasi automated po siya. And of course, type in your name na gusto nyo pong makita sa certificate nyo kasi hindi na po siya may edit. And for any concerns about evaluations or certificates, you may email us at engage@positiveworkplaces.org. And we will only be entertaining inquiries regarding evaluations and certificates up to 1 week after the event. Ayan, so for our Jute Free webinar series, sobrang excited po kami sa theme na to na Are You Mistreated at Work? Creating Psychologically Safe Workplaces. So last week, we had Embracing Generational Diversity, Bridging the Gap for Effective Collaboration with Rafi and John. So very interesting topic po yan. Kung may time po kayo, pwede nyo siyang balikan sa YouTube page namin. And this Wednesday po, this afternoon, we'll be having Breaking Barriers, Unmasking Bullying and Biases for Inclusive and Respectful Environments with Dr. Sheila Hoxon. And next week po, wag po kayo mawawala. Kahit holiday, meron pa rin tayong pre-webinar. So we'll be tackling about sensitivity and awareness, creating inclusive spaces for PWDs. Ayan, so let's get into it na po, no, para ma-learn na natin yung mga dapat nating matandaan for this afternoon. So to introduce our resource speaker this afternoon, Dr. Sheila Marie G. Hoxon is the president of Philippine Guidance and Counseling Association, which is the premier and professional regulation commission accredited and integrated professional organization for counselors in the Philippines. She is also the branch leader and mentor for the American Counseling Association and is currently the guidance director of FEU Manila and Makati branches that oversees the management of the different well-being programs and services of the FEU Guidance and Counseling Office. She also is an accreditor, consultant, author, curriculum developer, educator, trainer, researcher, radio host, and staunch advocate for anti-bullying, career development, mental health, family, marriage, life, and child protection. She also authored the My Career Journey book series and Wonderful Jungle Stories at the Rex publication. Notable bullying handbook under Pedia Pharma Foundation, remote play psychosocial support, playbook and resilience toolkit, and race against suicide manual and massive open online course for DepEd and Unilab Foundation. Moreover, she's a research peer reviewer for Elsevier, Routledge, and Manuscript Central. She was a radio host at the ABS-CBN DZMM teleradio show Wonder Teacher and digital content maker of social emotional learning and character strengths weekly videos in the said show. So please welcome Dr. Sheila Hoxon.
Yeah, hello.
Afternoon, Doc Shay.
Yeah, okay. So thank you, Joyce, no, for that warm introduction. Of course, thank you, Gabi, and of course, thank you to John, no, my roadshow manager, as always, no, with positive workplaces, and of course, happy anniversary. Okay. Yeah, so John is a dear student, no, from UST, and I'm very proud of him, no, together with his team. Okay, so are you ready? Maraming salamat po for all the almost 400, no, uh, Filipinos, and I think Filipino also in other places and in other regions, no, na nandito po ngayon sa araw na ito. Okay. So I would like this talk to be as light as possible. I would like it also to be snackable, digestible, no, and ayoko po ng nosebleed, no, so that all of us can also have some cathartic, no, catharsis in this sharing, no, that I'm going to give. Okay, and my assigned topic is all about breaking barriers and masking bullying and biases for inclusive and respectful environments. No? So I'm Shake. You can just call me Shake na lang po. And thank you so much for the warm, no, okay, reception po dito po sa event na ito. Actually, we have a lot of people asking from different sectors, from the banks, from government agencies, from private firms, teachers, no, and other co-helping professionals in the guidance and counseling field and even in psychology. So thank you so much po. So ready na po ba kayo? Okay, sige. So before I start, I would like to use the open space technology principles. Okay. Number one, I do hope that you believe that whoever comes is the right person. Okay. For us to prevent bullying and for us to be the safe space, I do hope that we have the right thought, the right belief and mindset, and that will also give you the right heart and affect. No? And that affect will also give you the right decisions every day. This will also give you the right behavior and of course the right character strength, no, anchored with positive psychology. And this right character strength will also give you the voice that will enter into the heart of every people that we are serving, especially not only in our respective companies, but of course with our family, with our homes, no, with the community, and of course with our country. Okay? And I do hope that this voice won't attack the heart of every Filipino, no, and I do hope that this voice will give you the grace and the good voice, no, that will be imprinted into the mind of every youth, every Filipino, every employee, no, to have what you call the right rational thought rather than an irrational thought. Okay? So these are some of the words that can be a voice, no, that can be our thought and that can be a light to everyone. I do hope that we can be a light to everyone because in counseling and psychotherapy, these are some of the cases that we are facing. No? Yung ating pong mga boses, no? Ito po yung tumutusok sa puso ng bawat Pilipino, kabataan man or co-employees, no, na umaatake sa puso ng bawat Pilipino. And this can be imprinted into the mind of every human being, no? At ito po yung tinitreat namin in psychotherapy and in counseling na talagang nakabaon, no? Sa inner child ng bawat tao na nadadala sa pagiging empleyado, sa pagiging asawa, sa pagiging Pilipino, no? Saan man sa mundo. And even in our in-person and of course online spaces as well. Okay? So, number two, I do hope that we believe that whenever it starts, no, ito po yung tamang oras for us to gather, no, for this very important advocacy about uh, anti-bullying, no, about safe spaces, no, about becoming a good light and a voice, no, and I always believe that our life is our message, no. Okay, so it's very important that I do hope that I bring the right message, no, through also my sharing some of the sharings of my life that I will also be imparting later, no, not only as a young mom, but as a daughter, an employee, no, an ordinary employee, a mental health professional, and a family, no, and a mental health advocate. Okay? And number three, I do hope that we believe that whatever happens is just a beginning of something great for all of us. I do hope na ito pong positive workplaces in collaboration, no? I collaborated it with our office, the FEU Guidance and Counseling Office. So it's the guidance counseling for FEU Manila and Makati branches. I do hope that we share some light of greatness in this collaborative activity. Okay? And of course, the principle number 4, I'll be ending din po mamaya. So stay po kayo ha. So, sana mga hanggang 4, no? And we will have also some question and answers. Okay? And the rationale why we are also here is that it is all for the welfare, you know, and psychological well-being of every employee, no? Okay? Saan mang sektor, no? Um, as an employee, I'm a full-time employee of Far Eastern University, Manila and Makati, no? I'm a mental health consultant for Malacanang. Okay, so I'm also serving the government. I'm a senior technical consultant of the Unilab Foundation. So I'm serving naman po yung mga regions natin, no, for mental health advocacies in the country. Okay, so I do hope that it's all for you, no, and I do hope that this is also for the people that we are serving, no, as a government employee or as a private employee, no, and of course these are not just for in-person workplaces but even our online, no, spaces because we definitely recalibrated in this time of pandemic. Okay? And some of the anchored foundations, laws and policies and provisions rooted from a philosophy, no, is definitely rooted. Ito po yung mga ginamit kong foundations like the RA 11036, the Mental Health Act of the country, wherein we need to provide a lot of policies, social policies about anti-discrimination, anti-harassment, anti-bullying. Of course, the RA 727, the Magna Carta for persons with disability, that everyone has the right for work, no, subject for clearance from the respective doctor. And then the RA 10524, an act expanding the positions reserved for persons with disability, amending the RA 7277. We also use the UNCRPD, United Nations Conventions of the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, that we also use in some of our consultations when we are making the Mental Health Act, no? Okay, representing the Philippine Guidance and Counseling Association. Of course, the anti-bastos law, the 11 RA 11313. So, an act defining gender-based sexual harassment in streets, public spaces, and kasama na po ngayon yung online workplaces, educational or training institution, providing protective measures and prescribing penalties thereof. Of course, the anti-bullying law, but unfortunately, our anti-bullying law is just for elementary and high school. Kaya po, we were also called in the Senate for some plans, no, of the good senator. The one who presided our Senate hearing was Senator Gatchalian, no, to also recalibrate on the anti-bullying law soon. Of course, the anti-vilification law, that we should not be vilifying, no, those persons who are PWD or those with mental health disorders, no? Kasi minsan marami yan, no, not only in the offices but even in the family, yung parang nag-iinarte ka lang, yung mga baliw pag mayaman, depression pag mahirap, nag-iinarte daw, no? So definitely we should not vilify, or the words baliw, baliw-baliwan, no? Okay, should not be also. Okay? And then of course this is also anchored with the Safe Space Act 11313, or what you call the Bawal Bastos Law. So bawal po yung mga catcalling, yeah, okay? Wolf whistling, okay? Yeah, so yung mga nagwi-whistle, no, hindi ho yan na dapat po natin ginagawa, no? Unwanted invitations, lalo na yung mga nag-invite ka ng mga ng mga gabing meetings na kayo lang, okay? And then intrusive gazing, no, or leering, yung mula ulo hanggang paa na parang kakaiba na po yung intention ninyo, okay? So misogynistic, no, yung mababang pagtingin din sa mga kababaihan, and then sa mga trans, no, yung parang ah, hindi po natin nirerespeto yung mga trans, no, yung mga homosexuals, no, our LGBTQIA, parang galit na galit tayo sa kanila, okay? At parang yung iba parang nandidiri, okay? Of course, sexist, no? Masyado tayong sexist, hindi natin masyadong pinapahalagahan yung lakas ng kababaihan, no, and sexy slurs. Okay? And of course, based on the law, there are penalties for that, no? So mag-ingat po tayo. So first violation is 1,000, no, fine, 12 hours of community service, and of course mandatory attendance, and then gender sensitivity seminar. Okay? On the second violation, you have to pay 3,000 pesos and 6 to 10 days of imprisonment. Baka hindi po tayo aware dyan kasi parang feeling natin lahat ng biro natin is joke-joke lang. But it violates safe spaces. And of course, the third violation is, nako, napakamahal po. 10,000 fine and up to 30 days imprisonment. And of course, yung record din po natin, no? Hindi tayo mabibigyan ng mga NBI, no? For abroad, for loan, for visas that can also be affected. Okay. And then other anchored foundations are what they call laws and policies and provisions, are the Carta for Women, the Anti-Violence Against Women and Children. No? Okay. So kailangan din po natin protektahan yung mga kababaihan, yung ating mga anak. Dapat po, unfortunately, kung naghiwalay tayong mag-asawa, sinusuportahan natin yan. Binibigyan natin ng tamang edukasyon, magandang edukasyon, pagkain, tahanan. Kasi ito rin po ay form ng pang-aapi, no? Okay? Somewhat parang inaatrasan nyo, no, yung inyong responsibilidad bilang mga magulang. And of course, the Executive Order number 273 approving and adopting the Philippine Plan for Gender Responsive Development 1996-2025. So importante rin po yung mga gender and development programs natin, no? Ay hindi lang po sa ating mga kumpanya pero dapat pati ito ay sa bahay, no? Sa ating komunidad and of course sa ating bansa. Okay? And meron mga nagsasabi na safe space, no, anti-bullying programs and inclusive mental health programs can be a lot of work, no? Sabi nila napakalaki investment nito sa bawat kumpanya, no? At bakit kailangan pa nito, no? And it begs the question, why is it the responsibility of the company to have these programs? Okay? Bakit po kaya nag-i-invest ang bawat programa nito? And unfortunately, nakakalungkot na hindi ho lahat ay nakakasunod sa ganitong programa, no? Minsan mga mayayamang mga companies lang or multinational companies lang at ito'y nakakalungkot, no? Okay? And it is very important to invest, no, not only time, effort and money, no? Because we cannot separate, no, these programs from well-being, wherein it covers personal, social, and career outcomes, no? So kung wala po tayong mga programa na ganito, no, definitely yung mga empleyado niyo po is talagang magkakaroon ng mental health problem, magkakaroon ng mga personal or social and career concerns, no? And of course, sila po yung mga laging absent, sila po yung mga na-trauma, sila po yung magpapagamot ng mga may mental health problem na mas malaki, no, ang mawawala sa inyo. Time, effort, no, at gastos din ng company. Okay? So I have modestly aside, I also became consultants with some of the multinational companies, no, at it's very important na ito po yung pinapahalagahan nila. 'Pag wala tayong mga programang ganito, mas malaki ang gastos, no, sa atin pong mga health cards, no. Kasi hindi lang ho ito nagkakaroon ng psychological but even, no, yung physical at unfortunately ang dami rin nagkakaroon ng mga heart problems ngayon. Ang dami po kung makikita niyo, ang dami pong namamatay ngayon because of stresses, because of unhealthy treatment, no, because of lack of inclusion, lack of safe spaces, lack of mental health programs, and lack of anti-bullying programs. So it's very important in every company. No, okay. I've given some trainings with Unilever, yeah, okay, with Nestle, no, and isa rin ho sa kanilang binibigyan ng importansya, no, yung well-being. Okay? It's also what they call inclusive programs and of course healthy engagement, no? So ito po yung parang major important pillars, no, for us to have what they call somewhat healthy workplaces, no. In my work in the CHED, no, as part of the TWG of CHED, inaayos din po namin ngayon, no, yung healthy learning institutions, not only in DepEd but also in higher education, no, wherein we also use the framework of the healthy learning institution. And on the part naman po ng workplace, we work with my consultancy with project inclusion with DOLE. And it's very important that we have what you call well-being programs and policies in the workplace. And this includes, no, not only mental health program, but even this, no, this inclusion, this engagement, and this social policy. Okay, and it's also very important that aside from mental health and well-being, inclusion and engagement, we have to also promote empathy. Okay, of course, compassion, a lot of character strengths of kindness, of hope, no, of resilience, of transcendence, no, and of course of healthy psychological well-being. Okay, and it's very important for us, no, that kailangan po natin for prevention na patatagin, no, at ito'y nagsisimula sa ating sarili in the model of Stewart Donaldson et al., no, anchored in positive psychology. And dati po PERMA, naging PERMA H, and then PERMA 4, no, that everything starts, no, okay, within ourselves, no. At ito yung pagkakaroon ng magandang pag-iisip that will give you a healthy belief, a healthy mindset and emotions. And these emotions will give you healthy engagement, no? And this, pagkatapos po ng healthy emotions, positive relationship muna. Okay? So healthy relationship with your loved ones, your colleagues, your mentors, your bosses, and this will also give you healthy engagement. So becoming positively engaged with your mission as an employee in the different um, missions that you have in your respective office. And then, of course, this healthy engagement will also give you healthy accomplishment. No? So you will have accomplishment not only in your physical and mental health, but this will also provide you a healthy environment. So you can navigate the environment amidst the chaotic transitions and disruptions that we are having. Okay. And of course, this will also give you a bonus of economic security and of course the lasting meaning that we want to have no as an employee. Okay. So it's very important that you get to have the a meaningful life no as an employee. Okay. And of course, this is our situation. Okay. So one of the things no na nagkakaroon po tayo ng problema, okay, this is the the case of De La Rosa 2018. Okay? So ito po yung mga Muslim youth and women experience so much discrimination solely because of their faith. No? They face difficulty getting jobs. Kasi nga yung mga pangalan nila parang Muslim, no? Arab sounding. No? And minsan hindi sila allowed to have their faith freely. No? Kaya importante po that every company, hindi lang po company sa mental health law, school, no, community should have multi-faith rooms, no, para po talagang magamit po nila yung kanilang makapag-praise po sila with their respective religion. And yung iba po, many women, Muslim women are told to remove their hijab in the workplace. So isa ho ito sa mga nagiging problema, no? And this is somewhat a discrimination. So such discrimination stems from common prejudices that non-Muslim Filipinos have towards Filipino Muslims, who they considered violent and untrustworthy and to be avoided. No? So parang fixed mindset din no, ng ibang Pilipino na pag Muslim ka, parang, alam mo yon maraming discrimination sa kanila. Okay? Yeah. Siguro po may mga discrimination kayo minsan sa mga Muslims, 'di ba? And you know, I have a lot of friends na Muslim no in the Philippine Guidance and Counseling Association. We have branches in uh, regional chapters in Zamboanga, in Marawi, no? In Jensan in Mindanao, in Cotabato, I've given a lot of talks there. In Barm, so napakababait din po ng mga Muslim, no? Okay? And when you go to Cotabato, hindi naman nakakatakot actually. Mababait sila. Kaya lang parang ang dami kasing mga news, no, that were somewhat exaggerated, okay, and magnified, no, hindi nako-correct, okay? This is a video. Okay, wait lang po. Wait lang sandali lang po. I'll just share my video. Okay, panoorin po natin ito and kindly provide somewhat your thoughts, okay? And somewhat your feelings, okay? Your insights about the video. So kindly watch this. It happened abroad, okay? Sige. Pakisabi, Gabs, kung okay naririnig?
Yes, loud and clear,
Okay,
Doc.
thank you. Ay, sorry. Wait lang. Tawa-tawa po ba kayo? So that is a social experiment, no, of Carlsberg, no. At alam nyo kung talagang makitid ang ulo mo, no, okay, makitid ang utak or what you call fixed mindset, definitely parang hindi ka talaga, no. Lalo na minsan sa atin sa Pilipinas pag may tattoo, no, parang takot na takot po tayo. Okay? And what can you si John Arpel, kilala ko 'to, Sige, don't judge quickly, yeah. For me, it looks like, yeah, stereotyping, no, Sakura. Yeah, wag pong manghusga. Okay, maraming salamat po, Ma'am Sakura and Diana. Yeah, don't judge the book by its cover, by Ravenal. And what are your other observations or thoughts, no? Or feelings or reflections regarding that video? Okay? Ang dami po niyang message, 'di ba? Okay, sige. Ayan, may gusto magsalita. Rihanna, can we unmute Rihanna so that she can be given the opportunity to somewhat share? Yeah.
Yeah. Rihanna, can you click the unmute button?
Yeah. Napindot lang ba ni Rihanna?
Ay, baka po daw. Am I not allowed? Hold on.
Okay, okay. Sabi ni Ma'am
Hold on.
wala sa itsura ang kabait. Totoo, 'di ba? Okay? Hehe, what if it was not actually an experiment? What are your options? So it's either you go or not go, 'di ba? Okay? Sige. I'm not allowed to unmute daw po. Yeah.
Hi,
Okay.
hello.
Don't
Ayan.
judge
There you
my
go,
physical
Doc. Rihanna's on the line
appearance.
po.
Ayan, sige Ma'am Rihanna. Okay, sige po.
Hi, hello.
Napaka-active
Good
ng
afternoon po.
napaka-active. Sige, sige ma'am. Sige po. Pwede ba natin ipin si Rihanna so that we can see her? Yeah.
Ayan. Rihanna, can you open your video?
Oh my goodness, for a moment.
Yeah. So we can pin you.
Yeah, so we have 411, no? Parang magko-concert na tayo. So thank you so much. Tatalunin na natin ang Blackpink. Okay,
Yeah.
sige. Sige po.
Ayan.
Nandyan ka na, Ma'am
Hold on. Add
Rihanna.
spotlight. There you go.
Ayan, ang pretty pala ni Rihanna. Grabe. Sige.
Salamat po.
If you don't mind, are you a student? You look like a student. Or are you a
Yes
young
po, I'm
professional?
still a student po. BS
Okay.
Psychology student.
Okay. Saan ka? Saan ka nagbe-BS Psych?
University of the Philippines, Diliman po.
Oh, wow. That's good. And what motivated you to join our workshop?
I wanted to gain insight po or experience firsthand in HR and functions po in a more positive light, which is why I chose yung webinar po ng positive workplaces in particular.
Oh, that's good. Thank you so much. And somewhat are we meeting your expectation? I know that most of the malamang have high expectations. Yeah.
Yes po.
Oh, that's good. And can you share some of your thoughts or feelings or some reflections or insights? Yeah.
I actually noticed po that a lot of people are saying na don't be judgmental or don't judge a book by its cover and avoid stereotyping people and whatnot, which is pansin natin medyo natural siyang nangyayari, no? Especially because of cultural context and
Yeah.
beliefs and whatnot. But then, I think another dimension to it would also be na lalo yung parang may may isang grupo ata doon na dalawa po silang babae. Parang isang dimension din dun sa situation which was also interesting to see, I guess, is to note na dahil lahat ng nandun sa loob na ng sinehan ay puro mga lalaki, ganyan, there's also maybe intimidation on the end of dun sa dalawang babae, especially given yun nga, yung parang how society has deemed yung dynamics with male, female, and whatnot. Siguro din nanggaling yung kanilang hesitation aside from stereotyping them is also parang understanding how they're situated in that sense sa society. So
Yeah.
parang I realized how much interest in them. to see it
Yeah.
from that perspective also.
Yeah, so this is also a product of the toxic culture that we had, no? Na parang pag may tattoo ka, parang you're coming from you're coming from the Bilibid or jail, no? And just to have some clarification that ang mga tao po is nagpapatattoo, no? Because of two major reasons, no? So in the evolution of psychology and in the evolution of the history, one is kaya po nagpapatato ang mga tao is because of art, no? Yan naman po talaga 'yon. And of course, in the DSM-5 TR po, no, which is the Bible of Mental Health Disorder. At thank you Rihanna, ha? Thank you so much. In the Bible of Mental Health Disorder, one also of the motivations why people go for tattooing, it can also be a form of self-harm. Okay, so we have to validate, no, if it is really for the purpose of uh, of art, no, or is it for the purpose of expressing self-harm? Kasi minsan po pag minsan hindi mo malabas, no, yung galit mo because of of emotional regulation or social emotional learning, no. Minsan sinasaktan mo yung sarili mo, no. And there are instances that there are people who really go for tattooing, which is definitely somewhat getting some designs that are symbolical, no, so that they can really somewhat, no, express their emotions. And yung iba naman, meron talaga sa history natin for us to understand na meron mga nagpapatato because of yun nga, no, pag nabilibid ka, parang somewhat hindi ka makakalabas ng walang tattoo because of the environment that we have in the bilibid, no. So we have to also have what you call a growing mindset, no, at lawakan po natin yung pag-iisip na hindi po lahat ng nagpapatattoo or masama, or baka minsan meron po talaga na talagang very artistic lang, or minsan po talaga meron yung iba talaga merong tulong, no, na hinihingi. Okay? Yeah. Sige po, pwede po ba tayong magbasa pa, Gabby and Joyce? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
About some of the inputs. Napaka-active ng participants natin. Yeah.
Yes. Sabi ni Diana, I'm not sure kung nabasa niyo ito, Doc Shay. Kasi minsan kung sino pa yung kinakatakutan ang panglabas, sila pa yung mabait talaga.
Yeah, yeah, totoo yan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And we
kaya very
also have,
important yung perspective, no? Yung perspective sa bawat tao na
yes,
kilalanin
let's,
niya po yung mga tao. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Sige, dear.
yan, ayan, Michael agreed, Doc, na they are socially aware kung ano yung meaning ng tattoo because it is the stigma that yung tao na may tattoo is bad or may something, but it is not rather the tattoo, pero it's actually a form of art and expression.
Yeah, very good. Okay, very good. Thank you so much, no. Yan.
Yeah.
So, it's a cliche pero don't judge the book talaga by its cover according to Ma'am Maria Teresa de la Cruz. Okay. So, sabi niya, hey, what if that was not actually an experiment? What are, ito na pala yun. Ang dami na pala, no? Okay. So, other examples that we have also is, sige, we have a very okay. Ito po is coming from a study of the Pew Research in 2017, no? At marami po talaga, no, 4 in 10 working women saw that they've experienced gender discrimination. Yeah, yung mga misogynistic natin, no? Yan. So usually karamihan yung mga babae talaga were treated as if they were not competent, no? Uh, receive less support from senior leaders, no? So ito po yung naging findings, no, na mas marami sa kababaihan being passed over for the most important assignments, no. So usually mas parang maano pa rin, no, parang most of our leaders in the Philippines kahit papaano nabawasan naman, pero karamihan ng mga important leaders natin ay usually kalalakihan pa rin. Unconsciously parang minsan meron pa ring stereotype na usually pag babae mahina, no, and siguro kahit papaano na-overcome na rin natin yon because we had great Filipina leaders, no, pero meron pa rin talaga. Okay? Been denied of a promotion, yeah, okay? and then been turned down for a job. No? So marami pa rin pong babae. No? That's an evidence-based research from Pew Research Center. Okay? And of course, seriously, ito po yun, no? Yung bakla, tomboy as an insult, no? So sabi dito, bakla ka kasi, no? So sabi dito, bakit super affected ka, no? So may mga homophobic talaga, no? Okay. So seriously, actually, ito ay 2019 pa. Pero 2023 na po tayo, no? So hindi na po sana big deal or iniinsulto, no? Yung ating mga LGBTQIA family. Okay? Lalo na ngayon ay we are also celebrating the Pride Month. Okay? And then of course, a lot of uh, syempre po marami rin po tayong mga gaslighting, 'yan. Usually po, nararanasan natin 'to lalo na in transactional analysis 'no, yung minsan yung mga boss natin parang nagiging magulang natin, na supposed to be adult to adult relationship, pero parang nagiging magulang natin sila 'no. At siyempre minsan sa kultura, sa toxic culture ng Pinoy, minsan 'pag hindi educated yung mga magulang natin about proper demeanor, no, nagkakaroon ng mga gaslighting. No? That's why it's very important that we also educate them about what gaslighting is all about. No? Somewhat they are harsh, no, dominant words, no, na talaga pong nagiging irrational thought ng kabataan. And it really blocks. It really blocks the growth, no, the fullness of growth of every individual. Kaya na to trauma, nagkakaroon ng post-traumatic stress disorder, hindi nare-reach yung mga pangarap, no? At nagkakaroon ng mga learned helplessness, lack of self-esteem, lack of dignity, and self-worth. Okay? So, sabi dito, there you go again, no? There you go again, palpak ka na naman, nagkamali ka na naman. So, parang hindi maka-move on. Tapos sinasabi dito na, yeah, sabi rin ni Cristel, it's a form of manipulation. Just remember that your feelings are valid. Yeah, so they manipulate you, they dominate you, no? And then sinasabi rin nung iba that you are overreacting, no? So wala silang empathy, yung mga parang nag-iinarte lang, masyado ka lang exage, no? So nai-invalidate yung mga feelings mo, okay? And then, pwede rin po, sabi ni Positive Workplaces, that a lot of gaslighting, no? Marami, start from the family din talaga. Kasi nga, because of, alam mo na, mga multi-generational differences, no? Naging trauma, no? At itong trauma na ito ay nasasalin sa kabataan na nagiging mga empleyado at leader natin ngayon, no? At pag hindi na-correct, there will really be a generation of fall or generation of greatness, no? So, kung tatanungin ko kayo, are you coming from type 1 if you are coming from generation of greatness, or type 2 if you are coming from generation of fall? Sige nga, tingnan natin. Sige, type natin kung 1 kayo or 2 kayo. Generation of greatness or generation of fall. Okay? Yeah. Sige, kayo ba yung parang somewhat nag-improve ng generation ninyo? Okay? Na-resolve ba yung mga conflicts ninyo or generational conflicts ninyo sa era ninyo or sa generation ninyo? Ayan, parang walang nagta-type. Ayan, okay. So I do hope that we can be on the generation of greatness, and we need to be aware of this, no, so that it won't happen also to the younger generation. Okay, lalo na ngayon we have Gen Zs, no, our alpha generation. Okay, so kayo ba yung henerasyon na dahil sa kaka-gaslight ng magulang ninyo or ng mga bosses ninyo is inubos nyo yung ari-arian ng pamilya ninyo? Okay? Or kayo yung nagbangon or nagsalba ng pamilya ninyo? Yan. Ayan. Okay, sige. And I think you can even have it, no, kahit sa Bible, may mga ganyan din. Makita mo rin yung mga multi-generational sa mga libro natin sa history, no? Marami din ganyan, no? And even to our every ordinary family, no, coming from every Filipino family or even abroad, no? May mga ganyan. Even the kings and queens have also some multi-generational conflicts because of all this negative, toxic culture that we have, no? Because of gaslighting. Okay? And then of course ngayon na ito rin po yung isa, yung mga toxic positivity. Okay? So I'm thankful that most of us are coming from a generation of greatness, and I do hope that we can really, no, okay, improve that generation of greatness, okay, and correct the toxic Filipino culture that we have, okay, yung parang pagiging parasite, no, okay, and then of course the toxic positivity examples are yung laging sinasabi ng mga boss nyo or ng mga office mate nyo, good vibes lang, no? Okay, yung kahit na stress out ka na, nagkaka-mental health problem ka na, good vibes lang, ano ba nangyayari sa'yo, no? So, hindi ho pwede kasing laging good vibes lang or laging stay positive, no? You have to also really face your concerns, no? Okay, and then also help yourself, no, okay, to also face your pain, no, okay, and difficulties, no, and then after that you recalibrate, no, to translate it into something that is positive. Okay? So sana po iwasan din natin yung mga ganito, no, yung mga laging stay positive, it happens for a reason, no? Kunyari, natanggal yung office mate mo because of some concern. Sabihin mo ba, it happens for a reason, no? Tapos yung pamilya niya, wala nang kakainin because of breadwinner siya. Okay? Or somewhat na-harass siya or unfortunately, worst scenario, na-rape siya ng office mate ninyo or other instances in the field, no? Sabihin mo ba, it happens for a reason? Okay? So you will also don't tell them that just pray to God, no? Hindi naman ho pwede na ganun lang lagi, lalo na if there are people who really don't believe in a supreme being. Okay? Lalong magiging psychological risk po yun. Okay? So that is definitely double whammy po yun, okay? Or you will get over it, no? Okay? Kasi hindi naman po lahat ng tao kasing kamukha mo ng coping mechanism or ng strength ng personality mo, okay? Or it could be worse. Okay? So let's also be careful with saying all of that, no? Because it will not definitely help, okay? And you cannot be a safe space also for your loved ones, your co-employees, and the people that you are serving. Okay? And of course, a lot of cancel culture. Okay? I think ang dami pong na-cancel talaga, lalo na nung panahon ng election. Ang dami nag-away na magkakapamilya, magkaka-office mate, no? Depende sa mga binoto nyo, preferences ninyo, hindi lang sa election, but your preferences of friends, your preferences in your work, mga kinampihan nyo, okay? Nag-side kayo sa ganito, okay? So, that can also be cancel culture, okay? Yeah. And then, of course, a lot of body shaming. So, yung laging sinasabi na mataba ka. Or, now, we also have what you call age shaming, no? Yung pag matanda ka na, sabihin nila, oh, mag-retire ka na, wala ka nang alam eh. Parang di ka na marunong sa technology. Okay? Or pag medyo chubby ka, parang feeling nila you are so slow, no? Or yung at worst, yung iba, pag mataba ka, parang hindi ka progressive, or minsan yung iba, hindi ka mabango. Okay? Lagi kang pawisin, no? Lalo na in somewhat in hospitality, management field, no? In yan sa mga showbiz, okay? Marketing, okay? And then of course, also in this age of disruption, nag-recalibrate din po yung ating mga situations that also affected, no, yung ating pong safe spaces, okay? Our safety as well, okay? And our mental health, okay? So in this now normal, no, and next new normal situation. Yeah. Ayan. Oo, sabi ni William, no, Vicere, yung sabi niya parang ang tanda mo na nag-asawa or hanggang ngayon wala ka pang asawa. Parang hindi naman po lahat destined, no, na mag-asawa. Okay? Body shaming is never valid because sabi ni Joselito, because some people realistically cannot control their yeah, lalo na if you have really a problem with with yourself, no, like yung hypothyroidism, no, a diabetes hindi mo rin makontrol, or some mental health problem, no, it also affects, like if you have eating problems or disorders, eh? So you have to really know the background of every individual. Okay. Yeah, yes, and increase cortisol in your body. Okay. So in this now normal and next new normal situation, no, na talagang very, no, we tend to somewhat be really into the technology, no, and somewhat at worst became addicted with that, no. And we also had now the digital 2023 report by the Hotsuite study. It's an evidence-based study about how we move in the world of technology, no, in our various platforms. Okay? Sabi dito, 2 MB po kasi ang brain ng mga nagtitink ng ganyan. Parang pang-attach lang ng ano yun, ng one by one picture. Okay? And of course, because of the technology that we have, okay? Kaya charot lang. We also had what you call a lot of cyberbullying types, no? Like flaming, no? These are online fights using electronic messages, no? With angry and vulgar language. Yung pinapatulan mo, di ba? Tapos nakikipag-away ka in public, in your Snapchat, in your Instagram, no? Okay? Or talagang pinatulan mo, okay? And nakipag-away ka talaga in public or in your group, Viber or Messenger or WhatsApp, no? Na talagang nandun lahat, okay? And then of course harassment, repeatedly sending offensive, rude, and insulting messages. Okay? So kung meron kayong mga ganyang office mate harassing you, no? And talagang hindi ka nakakatulog, hindi ka na hindi ka na kumakain, no? Okay? So you have to really screenshot everything like that, no? And I do hope that you can also, kung talagang ano na, you can have uh, psychological processing, or pag hindi talaga puno na ang salop, no? You can definitely have it as an evidence to file a complaint, no? Ayan. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, nagiging norm nga daw, pero definitely that the right cannot be wrong, that the wrong cannot be right. Okay? And then of course, a lot of cyber stalking, okay? Repeatedly sending messages that include threats of harm, okay? Or are highly intimidating, no? Engaging in other online activities that make a person for his or her own safety. So unfortunately, 'di ba, lalo na pag mga naka-on mo yung mga office mate mo, meron kayong mga videos, no, na talagang sensitive, okay, or coming from your promotions na at risk, okay? So this can definitely be cyber stalking, okay? And then, of course, denigration, sending or posting cruel gossip that are below the belt or rumors about a person to damage his, her reputation or friendships. Okay? Yan. So, dyan tayo nadadala sa mga screenshot. Okay? So, pag hindi mo na friend, iiwan mo na sa ere, no? So, a lot of gossips, no? Okay? And rumors. So, sexual, below the belt, okay? And then, of course, impersonation, pretending to be someone else and sending or posting material online that makes a person look bad. Okay? So, ginawan mo ng yung office mate mo ng isang page, no, or isang account, no, in their Instagram or in their FB or in their TikTok, okay? And unfortunately, talaga pong below the belt, no? Some sexy pictures as well, okay? And negative words there, no? And then of course outing and trickery sharing someone's secret or embarrassing information online. So pag di mo na kaibigan, iiwan mo na sa ere, no? At i-share mo na yung mga secrets, okay? So these are definitely toxic people, okay? Tricking someone into revealing secrets or embarrassing information that can be shared online. Lalo na mga sex videos ninyo, no? Mga mga top secrets of corruptions, etc. Okay? Wherein you were involved as well. Okay? And then of course inclusion, no? So ito po yung uh, yeah, female gamers are being harassed by other players, no? Yeah, totoo 'yan, no? Sa mga casino, no? And other gaming platform, okay? And then of course, I think napaka-rampant din nito yung exclusion, yung pag-uusapan mo yung tao, no, na kinaiinggitan mo, okay, or you hate or you dislike, intentionally excluding someone from an online group like a buddy list, okay? Or minsan hindi mo isasama sa lakad ninyo, okay? Yeah, so that's definitely also a cyberbullying online and offline, okay? So it can also be traditional bullying pag hindi mo sinama, okay? Yeah. Lalo na pag wala na sa posisyon, hindi mo na sinasama, hindi mo na kilala, okay? And this is coming from the evidence-based research of Nancy Willard, no? The director for Center for Safe and Responsible Internet Use. Okay? And of course, pwede rin po tayo na hindi lang tayo yung nabubuli. Pwede rin naman tayo yung parang we are not also creating a safe space at nakakairita rin tayo. And this is what they call a lot of oversharing. Okay? So this is coming from the study, the evidence-based research of Jones. Okay? Okay, so thank you so much to 422 participants. Okay. So a lot of posting of videos or photos of private family events or gatherings. Yeah. So minsan nakakaano yan, yung parang minsan naiinggit ka, no? Sharing of pictures of meals, lalo na sa panahon ng crisis, no? You don't have you don't have to be sharing that, no? Because you have to be sensitive na ang daming poor, no, na nahihirapan like we had some concerns nung sa Siargao, sa Cebu, 'di ba? Yung nagkaroon ng bagyo. And then you're posting a lot of events, no, na parang hindi sensitive. Okay? Posting about romantic relationships or family matters or personal drama or friendships, okay? Yung may mga posting tayo na yung iba lalo na meron din yung mga kilalang tao kaya ginagaya din ng mga tao is yung mga pag-aaway ng mga bawat pamilya, no? Okay? Shine-share pa into the public, even nag-aaway sila sa harap ng namatay na magulang, okay? So that's definitely toxic, no? That's definitely somewhat toxic posting that can create emotional contagion. Venting every emotion via social media. So our uh, our social platform or online platform is definitely not a diary. Okay? So we have to also be aware that there are people have also their difficulties, no? They also have mental health problem na pwede pong pag nag-vent kayo ng every emotion, it can be one string of hope for them. But unfortunately, ang toxic ng mga sinasabi mo, so it can definitely trigger, no? Na pwedeng mag-give up siya sa life, unfortunately, no? Trigger warning. Posting nude or embarrassing videos or pictures about yourself or other close individuals. Okay? So, nakakataranta po ito. So, ganyan tita ko, lahat sinishare. Ayun, may sakit na tuloy. Yeah, it can also affect then physical. No? In gender sensitivity, we can definitely post naman if you are into, for example, you're in Boracay and you are in two-piece, no, it's definitely somewhat you're right, no, to post that, no, because you're in the beach, no. But unfortunately, in the office kasi, unfortunately, have clients, no. So I hope that they can also have your professional, no, na hindi pang public, no. Okay, so that we will also prevent yung mga minsan baka nakikita ka na ng kliyente mo na nakahubad ka na, no, or nakatupis ka na. So you have to really segregate your 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 platform for professional, no, and your platform for really personal one. Okay, so to avoid biases, no. Okay, and then of course showing a lot of check-in status. So yung showing a lot of check-in status can also be a threat not only for you but even to your family, to your office mates, no? Okay? And of course, sharing excessive photos or videos or information about your children, that can also be a threat, no? Kaya importante po that somewhat you also shade yung mga certificates nila if they're coming from some schools like that, no? Okay? Or yung mga signatures that can also be somewhat a threat also to the people who are giving the certificates. Okay? And of course, this is also what they call one of the forms of oversharing is what they call sad fishing. So this is the practice of writing about one's unhappiness or emotional problems on social media, especially in a vague way, in order to attract attention and sympathetic response. Okay? So all of us always remember that all of us have the right to post anything in our social media or online platform, but there's a caveat for that. No? That right is not absolute. No? Na yung karapatan na yan ay hindi forever, no, na absolute na karapatan, no, because there are limitations lalo na if your posting which is sad fishing really provides stress, no, nagbibigay siya ng stress, natotoxic yung tao pag nakikita ka yung mga posting mo na negative, hindi siya nagkakaroon ng buhay, your postings are not enabling, your postings are not influencing in a good way, your posting are not inspirational. Okay, so it can also affect the life of the individual, no? So parang nang aabuso ka rin on that way, and it create a lot of emotional contagion, no? Wherein negative emotions are contagious. Ibig sabihin, yung posting mo na hindi nakakatulong, nakakakalat pa, no, ng negative emotions. That's why we have a lot of increasing problem of mental health. Okay, so we were also called by Senator Win, no, and other senators, Robin Padilla, Binay, no, and we were also called. Why is it that we have a lot of mental health problems in the time of the pandemic, no? So it's definitely an interplay, no, of our family, our environment, our office, and of course our technology. Okay, so ito pong mga ganito is sana we definitely have to have what they call digital well-being. Okay, and some of the reasons for oversharing, no, kung titingnan niyo po yung perspective ng mga tao, no, minsan yung addiction, excessive use of social media, kung bakit sobrang mag-overshare yung mga tao, no, encouragement from followers, yeah. So minsan kulang sa pansin, no, and then yung iba, ginawang diary, which is a wrong coping mechanism, venting stress and emotions, which is a problem of social emotional learning and EQ as well, no? As a means of letting out frustrations, which is also definitely not a good coping mechanism because we can channel our negative emotions, no? Not in social media, not in tattooing, but in healthy coping mechanisms like diary, journaling, exercise, and your strengths, no? And your abilities and interests. And of course, yung iba seeking attention, kulang sa pansin. Okay? And of course, these are also the risks of oversharing. So, bakit lumalala? No? Okay? Pag nag-overshare ka lalo, ano mangyayari? No? Aside from not creating a safe space, aside from really creating emotional contagion, nawawala sa realidad yung mga tao, no, na nakakakita ng mga negative expressions mo, eh. Sleeplessness, di makakatulog, no, yung mga taong nagwo-worry sa'yo, especially your loved ones. They will tend to be anxious, no? So worry, sleeplessness, that can lead to anxiety, a lot of isolation, loneliness. It can also be addiction to social media, nagmamarites na siya, na-addict na siya, no? And of course, loneliness, no? And eventually depression. Okay, that can also lead to some suicide. Okay, and of course, you can also share other cases, no, of some lack of safe spaces and bullying concerns, no. Yeah, sabi ni Joselito, as someone who formerly overshares on social media, I felt like I need to fish for sympathy and validation from other people when it should come from people who are very close to me or even myself. Yeah. So I respect your opinion, Joselito, no, but it's also very important na alam nyo, it is not just for us. We have to also have accountability for other people reading our posting, no, so it's very important that we also have EQ, no, in sharing, okay, and at the same time digital well-being, okay. Of course we also have to take care of our digital footprint, no, okay, because it is not just influencing our loved ones, no, there are people a lot who are having mental health concerns and struggles, okay. It can also affect, no, your applications at work in the future. Kasi minsan, usually the secrets of the company, they also browse our social media. Kaya it's very important that you also protect, no, and having a good digital footprint and identity. Minsan sa mga visa application din, there are also people who also browse us. Okay? And of course, for us, mental health practitioners, okay, so if there are really life and death situation, our exception is kung talagang hindi namin makuha minsan, no, hindi accessible lahat ng data. Other instances that we also check, no, yung mga social media accounts to gather information, to reach out to family members just in case talaga na wrong information. So these are somewhat exception to the rule, especially for life and death cases. Okay, so tinitingnan din po namin yung mga posting, no, lalo na kung talaga may mga triggers, we cannot contact the parents, no, okay, etc. Okay. And of course, it's very important to unmask what really bullying is all about, no? Sabi po ng UNICEF Foundation that it's the intentional hurting, no, na nagsisimula po sa pag-iisip. Okay? You want to hurt the person in your thought, that can be your feeling, your decision, and your action. And it's also what they call having the imbalance of power. Okay? At ito po ay hindi aksidente. Ito po ay paulit-ulit na ginagawa ninyo in the many forms that I have discussed, online and offline. Okay? And it's definitely a continuing harmful effect, no, on the victim. At minsan hindi lang ho ito short term, but it can even long term. And it can even what you call affect, no, make or break the life of the individual. Okay? And it can even definitely unfortunately lead to a lot of mental health problems. Unfortunately, trigger warning minsan up to the extent of suicide. Okay? And in the book of Coloroso, in the evidence-based model of Coloroso, okay, saan po ba nanggagaling ang bullying? Okay? Bullying is rooted from what you call contempt. Okay? Contempt is the powerful feeling of dislike towards somebody. No? Okay? Minsan yung inggit na nagiging galit. No? Okay? So, yung po talagang mga inggit na nagiging galit, no? At ito po ay nagiging contempt, no? Up to the extent na minsan ito rin ay talaga pong nakakamatay. Okay? And in contempt in is coming from three apparent psychological advantages. Okay? So it even allows students or employees, no, or other people to harm others. Okay? So number one, bakit ka ba nagdi-dislike ng tao aside from inggit, no? Okay? Because of sense of entitlement. Okay? You want to dominate others. Hindi, parang ayaw mong may mas magaling sa'yo. Okay? Or ayaw mong may nauungusan ka. Okay? Number two, kaya ka nagkakaroon ng feeling of dislike up to the extent of bullying, no? You're not creating a safe space, no? because of intolerance toward differences. Okay? So, feeling mo kakaiba siya sa'yo. No? Pwedeng ang feeling mo is inferior siya, minsan low IQ, minsan feeling mo imbecile, or unfortunately, hindi mo matanggap minsan na mas magaling na siya sa'yo. Okay? And number three, unfortunately, no, up to the extent of the liberty to exclude, no? At minsan yung pag-exclude ng tao dahil kinaiinggitan mo at galit na galit ka because of inggit is to bar, no? To isolate a person not worthy of respect, ina-isolate mo siya, hindi mo siya ini-invite, hindi mo siya sinasama, binablock mo yung growth niya, no? Or unfortunately, up to the extent of evicting the person. Okay? Kaya minsan sa mga company, minsan may mga tinatanggal tayo na threat sa atin. Okay? Kaya it's very important na minsan mag-iingat din tayo sa mga posting natin kasi minsan maraming naiinggit, no, sa posting natin. Okay? And do you have other inputs before I proceed? Yeah. So do you have any reflections, no? Okay, sige. Bilisan ko na kasi parang overtime na pala ako. Meron ba kayong any reflections? Am I meeting your expectations? Somewhat are you learning ba? Okay. Yeah, okay. So bilisan ko na lang po ito, no? So it's really very important that in this time of VUCA world, no? In this time of a somewhat unstable world that we have, it is very important that we really have, no, to really know our vision and our role, no, as an employee in the now normal and the next new normal, so as to have psychologically safe workplaces, no? So what can you contribute? Sige nga, tanungin ko nga sa inyo. I think nasa inyo ang solusyon. Sige, Gabby and Joyce, pwede ba natin silang patanungin anong mga solusyon nila
Yeah.
to aside from coming from yourself, ano pang mga sa tingin nyo, no? Gusto nyo bang evict yung mga boss ninyo? Tapos tayo pala yung nambubuli, no?
Ayan, may sumagot na isa, si
Ayan.
Rajan, na understanding individual differences.
Yeah. Widening perspective, no? Na
Yeah.
talagang lahat po ay may mga pinanggalingan, no? Yung pamilya mo, iba sa pamilya niya. Yung ordinal position mo can also have an effect, no? On how you were raised. Pero hindi naman lagi, no? But somewhat sa pag-aaral po nung ibang mga theory natin, pwedeng may effect, but it does not apply to all family. Yeah.
Meron din tayong, sabi ni Hannah, do not be a bystander and stand up for what is right.
Yeah. O tsaka wag ka sana siguro mag-join sa toxic culture. No?
Yeah, yun din yung sinabi ni Zendok Shake.
Kaya lang
Tapos,
unfortunately, minsan kinakain tayo ng sistema, no? Okay.
yeah, kasi parang kung hindi ka sasabay, ikaw yung
Ikaw yung,
makaka-one out naman.
oo nga, grabe talaga. Ang hirap din, no? Yeah.
Yes.
Praying for your enemies. Yeah, talaga, ito talagang milagro to. Praying for your enemies, keep quiet. Hindi kasi laging kailangan mag-keep quiet, lalo na kung talagang ikaw na yung nagkakatol ka na on your mental health, di ba? Ayan. Yeah, don't joy or enable, protect each other and accept individual differences. Always be understanding. Naku, hanggang saan kaya yung always be understanding, Katrina? But I salute you for that. Sige, basahin mo nga, Gab.
Ayan, meron pa sabi ni Joselito, awareness is the key, first step to almost anything. Taking initiative and disseminate information about legal basis against bullying, harassment, and discrimination.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, let's
Erwin
continue
naman,
to be. Sabi ni Kathleen, always continue to be an agent of change and let's validate others feeling always. Yeah.
yes. Si Erwin then always choose to be kind because you don't know what others are going through.
Yeah. Learn to be brave enough to say not to no to bullies. Yeah. Okay, so ang dami, no? Always choose to be kind. Huwag maging broadcaster ng mga negative. Oo, actually ako parang I really don't like people who are really sobrang negative, no? Okay, but it's part of my work, so I really have to deal with them, no? But yeah, if you can just somewhat contribute a little spark of positivity, it can also be a big effect, no? Especially in the community. Hindi naman laging positive, but if you can make a little one, okay, it's a big deal. Mm. Prioritize your peace of mind. Totoo 'yan, no? Yung mga iba pong mga wala namang ano, wala namang parang sobrang bakya naman, parang wag na natin patulan, okay? So nakaka-stress lang siya, okay? Ayan, choose your battle, yeah, sige. Ayan, ang gagaling ng ating mga sige. So I'll be sharing some of it, okay? Thank you so much, okay? So definitely we have to be the strength, no, the anchor partner, of course, centered on healthy mindset, affect, empathy, kindness, inclusion, respect for diversity, and of course, other character strengths. No, sana po lagi po nating piliin yung pag-develop ng ating mga character strengths. Okay? Because empathy is creating the new normal. Okay? So there are instances, okay, and of course, a lot of mindsets. Okay? I do hope that we all have a growing mindset by Dr. Carol Dweck, no, that all of us, all the person, no, in every people that you meet have the potential that they can be developed, no. Marami po akong naging estudyante or even mga dati naming interns na ngayon mga lawyer na, mga talagang mga heads na ng company, no. I just came from Canada siguro mga 2 months ago, and I've met some of my students who are already leaders abroad, okay? So nakakatuwa po talaga that everyone has the potential, okay? And sana po kayo po yung magbigay ng potential, no, sa mga lalo na yung mga teammates ninyo, okay? And then other anchored foundations, yeah, is the entity and incremental theories of Carol Dweck, no? So these are what they call the mindsets. No? I do hope in the positive psychology of Martin Seligman that we focus on the strengths and potentials. No? Sana mas makita natin yung lakas ng bawat tao, no? At potentials nila, not on repairing but more for improving, no, the person. Okay? Of course, the cognitive model, okay? Sana po sa bawat sitwasyon na mapupunta tayo, no? Tayo po'y huminga, no, okay. Tingnan, no, kung anong naiisip natin sa sitwasyon at hindi palaging impulsive thought because itong pag-iisip na ito ay magbibigay sa atin ng magandang paniniwala 'pag naghinay-hinay tayo, okay. Nagbibigay sa atin ng magandang feeling, hindi nagbibigay sa atin ng negative behavior at nagbibigay sa atin ng physical response, okay, and physical reactions, okay. Kaya po in the cognitive model, no, it is very important that the problem is not the situation. Ang problema ay hindi yung pambubuli sa atin, no, but how we properly respond, no, through our healthy thoughts. Okay? Bakit kaya itong, for example, nakakita ka ng mahirap sa kalye. Okay? So sana po wag niyong isipin na ang tamad ng mga pulubi sa kalye. Okay? So what are your healthy thoughts for them? Maybe because they became poor because of learned helplessness. No? At wala akong gustong maging mahirap dahil mahirap akong maging mahirap. No? Because of learned helplessness brought about by trauma in the family. No? So nagkaroon po ng effect on the trauma, nagkaroon ng learned helplessness, and one of the effects is what you call pagiging delinquente. No? Okay, so sana po malawak na pag-iisip. Okay? Bakit po tayo merong mga mahihinang ulong office mate? No? Because also of the trauma in their childhood. Okay? Mga napagsabihan na mahina ang ulo, no? Napagsabihan ng mga boss na mga tinanggal sa opisina, binigyan ng mga sanction na hindi naman na deliberate, no? Walang due process, no? So talaga pong meron po tayong unfortunately mga depression and suicide in the workplace because of that, no? Yung tinatanggal because of sanctions na naging biktima din sila ng sistema. Okay? And of course, it's very important that you impact the field and draw from it according to your beliefs and expectations. So the right thought, no, so that we can have a healthy belief and mindset and expectation. So it's the root cause, no, of a great life. Okay? And of course, I do hope that we can also have the 5 minds for the future. Okay? And these 5 minds are what they call, I do hope to survive in the future. I do hope that we can have what they call definitely a disciplined, okay, respectful, okay, ethical mind, no, okay, good work and good citizenship, knowing what is right and wrong, the basic right and wrong that we learn from our kinder, okay, creative mind, and of course, synthesizing mind, okay. And of course, other anchored foundations, okay, is what they call the polyculturalism, to respect that, alam mo, yung bawat tao is what you call halo-halo, okay. So it's very important na they are created by the blend of the different culture. Like ngayon, ang mga Pilipina ngayon, mga Filipino, diba, talagang polycultural. May lahing Malay, may lahing French, may lahing so they are really a product of their culture. No? It's a combination of different culture. No? That's why they are definitely literal na halo-halo. Okay? So we have to respect their cultural foundations as well. Okay? Social justice theory, okay? Na sinasabi po dito na ikaw man ay may mahirap, no? Ikaw man ay may may mga office mates na wala sa posisyon. I do hope that you will give them every opportunity that they deserve, no? To have a say, to have a good workplace, no? Mabigay yung magandang karapatan sa kanila, no, na mabuhay, magkaroon ng right compensation. Okay? And of course, the meritocracy model na sana po we don't treat every people with merit. Okay? Kasi ako parang siguro kahit kayo naman, 'di ba? Parang marami kayong nagiging kaibigan pag nasa posisyon na kayo, no? Pero pag nawala na kayo sa posisyon, parang nawawala na rin yung mga friends ninyo. Okay? And I do hope that we don't treat people with merits lang. Okay? Mga friends with benefits lang. Okay? And of course, some implications are the model of Ratan et al. Okay? To prevent people with fixed mindset, no? Sana hindi nyo po i-attribute yung failure ng bawat tao because of their lack of ability. Okay? Sana you focus also on the strengths of the individual and anchor them on their weakness. Okay? Set lower expectations for person's future performance. Yung minarkahan nyo na yung mga ano nyo, mga office mate mo na ito walang mararating, hindi pang supervisor, etc. No? So parang yung una niyang pagkakamali, nakabaon na. Okay? And adopt comfort-oriented strategies and helpful but kind mentoring strategies. So parang tinitrain mo yung mga tao mo na maging tamad. Okay? So it's also a fixed mindset. And then I always believe that you have to always remember, according to Gandhi, that your life is your message. Okay? Yung pag-iisip mo, no? Yung puso mo, your decisions, your character strengths, and how you live your life, no, is definitely a message for all. Okay? So sana po yung buhay nyo is a message of inspiration, a message of kindness and empathy, a message of really respect, no? Okay, because we cannot really somewhat demand respect, no, kung hindi rin po maayos yung ating pag-iisip, ang ating puso at ang ating buhay. And of course, in the evidence-based of research of Keating and Heslin, that I do hope that we can develop, no, lalo na po lalo na po sa bawat kumpanya natin dito, saan man tayong programa or field, I do hope that we can really build on the development of our employees, no. Okay, and one of that is some of the talks that I'm giving to multinational companies, to public, to government, no? At kung ano-ano nasan na is isa ho diyan, yan talagang most in demand yung mindset, no? And I do hope that we develop employees with growing mindsets, that they are more enthusiastic about developing an organization, value the role of effort. You know? Ako, karamihan ng mga teammates ko, I have my counselors. I have almost 20 counselors here in the university. Okay? Karamihan po sila ay I'm not particular with the school actually, but I'm more particular with the values and the attitude, no, because ang panuntunan ko is I have to really choose the people uh that have a good attitude, and I'll just train the skills. Okay? More focus on task details, more positively about setbacks, no, resilience, and more positive interpersonal interactions at work. Okay? And of course, understanding well-being in every aspect of your life. And in the model of Nina Hersher, isa rin ho sa tinitingnan ko lang ngayon, hindi lang po mental, physical, productivity, okay, but also the digital citizenship. No? Tinitingnan ko rin po ngayon yan. Okay? Uh, are they having, nagkakalat ba sila sa online setting nila? Okay? Are they creating negative digital identity and footprint? Lalo na po sa amin, no, that we are counselors and psychologists. We have to really be a good role model, no, of our students for them to also value, no, yung well-being nila. Okay? Of course, in the UNESCO model, no, some of my works with UNESCO, no, isa po ito sa, and UNICEF, isa po ito sa binavalue namin, yung digital citizenship and well-being pillars. Okay? Creating a digital foundation, knowing how to also secure your data. Okay? Na hindi natin pinagkakalat lahat ng data natin. Digital wellness, promoting health and well-being in the use of technology, safe and inclusive community, no bashing, no digital, parang small laude lang, no bashing. And then digital empowerment, to use the power of technology to create positive change, and definitely to become an inspiration. And of course, a lot of digital opportunities to be trained with a lot of digital platforms because of the ngayon Internet of Things na, crypto, and kung ano-ano na, no? Okay, so we have to also adapt, or else we will be left behind. Okay, and just to end, kasi ko-close ko na siya kasi parang super overtime. Uh, it's very important, no? Aside from self-care and aside from netiquette, okay, it is also very important that you create safe space, no? Okay, safe spaces and mental health programs. Importante po talaga yung pangmatagalan, no, na sustainable na programa. And I don't believe in a one-time, big-time seminar. You have to have sustainable modules for your teammates, no? So, one is creating a safe space, no? And it's creating a safe space. So, parang culture journey. One such list could be one person speaks at a time, we listen to each other. Okay? So mga going back to basics, it's okay to change your mind. We disagree with statements, not with people. We seek to understand one another, not necessarily to agree. Be aware of body language and appropriate language to be used. Okay? So sinasabi po sa anti-harassment that joking about body parts is a no-no, okay? Because harassment is also one of the forms of bullying, okay? Green jokes are definitely a no-no, okay? And remember, you decide what you want to share, okay? And of course, safe spaces are allied spaces. I hope that we can have a welcoming culture, supportive, safe, affirming, no, inclusive, accepting, and of course, constructive culture in every workplaces that we have. Okay? And of course, one of our important advocacies is the key elements of an inclusive workplace mental health program. In creating a program development for mental health, I do hope that we can anchor it with laws, evidence-based models, and results, and needs assessment of your respective company. These are some of the things that I'm doing with project inclusion in collaboration with Dole. Objective scopes and coverage that are aligned with the gaps, formulation of mental health policy and program, aligned with the mental health law and Dole. Uh, of course, advocacy, a lot of advocacy, information, education, and sustainable trainings. No? At hindi lang one time, big time. Promotion and enhancement of workers' well-being to have healthy and productive lives. And of course, part of the mental health law is social policy, non-discriminatory policies and practices, confidentiality, disclosure, work accommodation, and work arrangement, lalo na po kung talagang PWD, may mental health problem. And of course, importante po talaga mga health cards, no, treatment, rehabilitation, and referral system, no, to those who are really into among the experts, okay? Benefits and compensation, and of course, support mechanism, lalo na po sa panahon ng talaga pong nagkaka-struggle yung tao, okay? Responsibilities also of employers and workers, record keeping and reporting, and of course, the MEL, no, monitoring and evaluation. Okay, so it's very important that in order for us to have a flourishing professional, no, so we have to also educate them not only of their achievement, hindi lang magagaling. I don't believe in magagaling na tao, but they don't have the well-being component of social emotional learning, character, strengths, non-cognitive skills, and I do hope that they are happy. No, just like Coke, happiness. Okay. And of course, it's also very important to take care, no, of the holistic well-being of every employee in your company. Okay? So, alam nyo, pag nag-invest kayo dyan, there's what they call the ROI, no? Definitely don't leave you, no? Loyalty, no? Hirap pa naman mag-train ngayon. Retrain ka ulit ang gastos. Of course, pag nag-holistic well-being programs ka rin, yung cost ng health card mo, no, hindi rin ganun ka sagad, no. Okay? Loyalty, productivity is definitely also a lasting product. Of course, a relationship from your people. Okay? And then of course, sana po natuto po kayo. Just to end my talk, sana may natutunan po kayo. Okay? And I do hope that we can all have the professional and intellectual humility na kung meron po kayong realization, hindi po ako nagpaparinig. These are all examples lang po ng mga experiences ko. To stop it, if you have realizations, reflections, and I do hope that we can start, no, our well-being journey as well, okay? To prevent bullying, to be a safe space because your life is your message, and definitely to be the strength of every, no, of your family, of your loved ones, and of course your company, and of course our loving country. Okay? As a Filipino employee, no, saan man sa mundo, no, globally competitive. Okay? So maraming salamat po. Thank you so much to Positive Workplaces. No, special thanks to John Baluyo, to Gabby of Positive Workplaces, to Joyce, no, for the loving invite, no, in this meaningful program. I hope that we help you kahit papaano po, no, sa mas simpleng na talk na ito. Thank you and be the strength. Okay? God bless.
Thank you so much, Doc Jake, for sharing that. Grabe, super packed yung conversations natin and seeing the reactions of our learners this afternoon. Kitang-kita natin na this is really very relevant in their particular workplaces. Ayan. Alam mo, Doc, nag-resonate sa akin yung sinabi mo about mindset. Kasi I think palagi rin ina-emphasize yan dito sa mga talks in PW na it's really important to have that growth mindset na you get to know people, you get to learn about other people so that based doon and sa mutual respect yung pakikitungo natin sa kanila. How about you, Joyce? Ano yung mga insights mo for this afternoon's webinar?
Yeah, thank you, dear.
Ayan. For me naman, Gabby, yung nag-resonate sa akin is yung safe spaces talaga. Like, we really need safe spaces na even though parang feeling mo harmless siya, pero baka sa ibang tao very affecting na yon and sobrang masakit na for them. So, we really have to be careful of what we say. Ayun lang.
Thank you
Thank you.
so much, Doc.
Kala
Ayan,
ko
Doc.
mabilis lang ako, pero sorry, ang daldal ko pala, dear. Sorry, ha.
No, no worries, Doc. Alam mo, super nakita namin sa engagement natin sa chat box na a lot of them really wanted more pa nga. I think even in the evaluations, they will even tell us na we should allot more time for webinars like this one.
Yeah, thank you po. Thank you so much.
Ayan. So, Doc, maybe we can engage them for a short Q&A lang. We're
Yeah,
going to
yeah,
use
yeah.
Pigeonhole this afternoon. And I think we've also received some anonymous inputs already. So just quickly go to pigeonhole.at and enter the passcode PW Break Barriers, or you can simply click on the link that Joyce shared in the chat box. And kung meron kayong phones with you, you can actually just scan the QR code that you can see on the screen. So yan, Doc, may nagtanong, what if daw yung HR nila mismo, yung parang nagpo-cause ng bullying, na parang siya yung dapat nag-a-address, pero yung HR mismo, yung nagiging source of bullying in the workplace. Like, what simple thing can they do about?
Yeah. So siguro syempre no, it's definitely important no what you can control. Syempre hindi mo naman makokontrol 'yun except kung magko-complain ka. But definitely what can you control? Anong makokontrol mo, 'di ba? So kung sa
Yes.
tingin mo ay parang ang hirap naman complain because of politics, no? So it's very important na as much as possible if you can avoid the person or lawakan ng pag-iisip to understand. Pero definitely, pag napupuno na ang salop, no? So syempre, you have to also collect your evidences, no? Kung talagang worst scenario that it really affect na your mental health, I think you have to also love yourself, no? So syempre, you collect your evidences, no? And somewhat pwede mong itanong muna sa immediate boss mo, and worst scenario talaga is complain kung talagang worst scenario. Mm. Maraming
Yes.
maraming ganyan na
Marami
HR.
nga, marami nga po kasi kahit ibang question. So how do you engage a boss that regularly bullies you and you're afraid to lose your job if you, alam mo yung pag kinall out mo siya or nag-present ka nung ganun. So I
Oo.
think that would
Kaya
really
minsan
help.
ang maganda diyan is inform mo yung HRD mo na magbigay din ng mga anti-bullying talk, supposed to be, no?
Yeah.
Para makinig lahat, no, yung mga bosses, sana may mga requirement na gano'n. Unfortunately, nakakalungkot din minsan kasi, unfortunately hindi naman lahat, pero may mga HRD kasi talaga na walang programa. Parang merong mga HRD na mararamdaman mo lang 'pag tatanggalin ka na or magre-resign ka na or
Totoo.
accept ka na. So, I do
Yes.
hope that we can have really preventive programs talaga. So kasi kung sa iba naman nagagawa, so sana mag-invest talaga. But I'm thankful that we have the Philippine Mental Health Law and we have the DOLE-DO something on mental health law. So talagang
Yeah.
pag hindi ho kasi tayo nagkaroon ng ganong programa, talagang mape-penalize tayo. And I think kailangan talaga ng legislative agenda for that so that all companies will be forced to really have that advocacy. Kasi kung wala, lahat masama.
Totoo dong. Ayan, I think related to that, how do you deal with colleagues naman daw po who form a clique? Kasi di ba minsan parang pag mag-isa ka lang, hindi strong
Naku,
yung pag-atake, kaya ay kailangan kong makipag-usap pa sa ibang tao at i-attack natin yung isang tao.
parang bata lang, no?
Opo, akala natin ano na natin siya, ma-outgrow natin ng high school. Pero
Ako,
apparently this also
kasi as much as
happens in the
possible,
workplace.
pag may mga ganyan talaga, alam mo naman kung tama or mali, no? Parang you just have to ignore them, no? And improve yourself. Ako yun yung aking ano diyan, parang it is a challenge for me na mas improve ko pa at hindi ko sila kailangan. Parang gano'n.
Yeah.
So actually hindi ako nakikisali sa mga ganyan na ano, and markado sa akin yung mga ganyan na pag mga ganyan yung parang toxic yung intention. Parang
Yeah.
I will definitely remember them. Pero I will forgive them, pero definitely iwas ako dun sa mga ganyan, and I will just improve myself. I will just let myself shine, parang gano'n.
Yes, that's true. Tama po, Doc. I think we can answer just one more question.
Hoy,
Tapos
kayo
if
kaya
ever-
sumagot naman, ang hirap ng tanong.
Yung sa akin din po, actually same with you. Parang there were also times when parang dahil nga nag-excel ka sa work, parang people will go against you. Kasi parang hindi ka nakikisali sa kanila na parang, dapat ganito lang yung gagawin natin.
Oo.
Pero syempre, sabi nga po kanina, di ba, it's awareness. It's about awareness. Paano kung yung value ko is really doing my best at work? So, alam ko mahirap na minsan ikaw lang yung mag-isa.
Oo, mahirap.
Pero,
Actually, mahirap talaga. Pero
Yeah.
ako kasi parang ang panantunan ko diyan parang, "Sorry but I won't join you." Parang, "I'll just improve myself," 'no. Ngayon kung mainggit ka, hindi ko na kasalanan 'yun, parang gano'n.
Yes. Yes. Or parang kanina Doc yung binabanggit niyo 'di ba na ipakita mo rin sa kanila. Alam ko mahirap na i-call mo rin sa kanila o yung ano yung strength na nakikita nila sa sarili nila or ikaw, ano yung strength na nakikita mo sa kanila. Kasi baka
Oo.
mamaya hindi nila alam kaya ikaw yung pinagtitripan nila sa
Or
workplace.
minsan din naman meron ding yung mga kaaway mo mas ilapit mo sa'yo, that's also one strategy din. Kaya lang minsan kasi ang toxic din naman, parang
Ikaw
hindi mo
din. Yeah,
naman
sa
kayang
mental
ilapit
health
na
mo
baka o sa
din.
mental health mo naman, 'no? So, hindi ka rin naman parang siyempre yung iba parang hypocrite na lang, nakikipagplastikan na lang, pero depende kasi yun sa value mo, eh. Parang ako I won't cling on that, eh, oo.
Yes, yes.
Hmm.
Doc, for the interest of time lang kasi baka some of them need to go na. Maybe we can answer just one more question. I think this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
something you were also able to discuss kanina. How do you confront gaslighting co-employees without hurting their feelings?
Oo, hindi ko pala na ano yan na-discuss but usually I go for non-adversarial technique, 'no. So kino-collect ko yung mga gaslighting na ganyan and then after that I'll try to somewhat connect with them. Kunyari si Gabi for example lang 'no, sabihin ko lang kay Gabi, "Gabs baka puwede naman tayong mag-usap sandali," ganyan. Ta's isusulat ko na lahat yung incident na na-gaslight ako. Yeah. So, bibigay ko lahat yung mga words na yon, kailan nangyari, 'no, and sasabihin ko sa kanya na, "Gab, pasensya ka na but I have observed na medyo ito yung mga statements mo sa akin 'no, and
Yes.
unfortunately minsan it already affects my well-being, 'di na ako nakakatulog, ganyan, ganyan, and I need to be honest with you. I really feel sad," 'no. So, observation, feeling, needs, and requests. Ngayon 'pag hindi pa rin talaga nakausap ng gano'n 'no, siyempre in a healthy manner naman 'yun. 'Pag hindi pa rin talaga, unfortunately talagang minsan nagko-complain din talaga ako kung talagang karapatan ko naman, 'no. Meron na rin
Yes.
akong mga na-complain.
Yes. Alam mo, Doc Shik, I think what I like about what you just said is, minsan kasi tayo din, hindi tayo aware dun sa dating ng mga sinasabi natin. Na
Oo,
minsan we mean well, pero yun pala, na i-invalidate na rin natin yung ibang tao. So it
oo,
really
oo.
has that component na we need to be aware and open-minded about these things. And hindi
Yeah,
ibig sabihin masama o mali ka na agad, 'di ba? It's an
oo.
opportunity to
Tsaka minsan
learn.
kasi ang problema ng Pinoy, unfortunately hindi kasi tayo confrontative talaga.
Yes, tama
Yeah,
Dok.
oo. Pero ako kasi 'pag nagko-confront ako, minsan pa-joke lang din, parang, "Hoy dear, baka puwede ka
Mm.
bang makausap?" Ganyan. Ta's parang magsasabi ako medyo parang ano, parang, "Sorry dear, pero parang nagtampo ko dito," ganyan, ganyan.
Yes,
So, siguro honesty na rin 'no?
yes.
Yeah. Kasi kung makikipagplastikan ka, lalo lang lalala. Kasi parang feeling lang ng mga tao mo magiging kultura talaga
Okey
siya.
lang.
Parang feeling nila
Yes,
okey lang, walang walang umaano, walang
walang
nagko-comment,
nagsasalita.
oo. Kaya
Yes,
siguro
that's true.
karamihan ng companies ngayon yan din ang clamor, eh, to have awareness
Mm.
program. Yan, ang dami niyan, yung safe spaces, ang dami ko na rin natoka ng safe
Correct.
spaces talaga, eh. So, parang ang dami talaga yung ouch, 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 ganyan. Ang
Yes.
ano lang dun, sana lang may continuity kasi hindi puwede talaga
Mm.
na one time, big time lang na usually God programs pinapasok yung mga ganito, eh. Sana may
Yes, that's
continuity
true.
at saka sana may policy talaga para maging sustainable.
Yes, that's super important. The policy, it's very important kasi 'di ba, dun ka babalik, eh. Parang 'pag
Mm.
nag-call out ka or like may napansin ka ng hindi sumusunod dun sa policy, that's where you go back to. And yun nga, kailangan din ng follow-up kasi most of us think na by just attending, masosolusyunan na natin yung mga ganitong bagay, but it's actually a lot of intentional work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tsaka talagang ano yan, also values talaga, 'no? Talagang importante diyan pumapasok talaga yung values. Yeah.
Yes, sabi din ni Anna Margarita, it's about implementation as well. Kasi minsan ang
Yeah.
ganda nga on paper, pero when we implement, parang nasa na, biglang nawala yung
Oo.
mga
Tsaka marami
sinusulat
tayong
natin.
policy kasi na nakasulat lang. Pero
Nasa handbook lang siya.
wala talaga,
Nasa
walang
document lang siya.
oo, walang implementation, walang monitoring, walang ano.
Yes. Thank you so much, Doc
Yeah.
Shake.
Yan
I
yung
think
mga brutal fact of life.
yes. Yes. And buti na pag-uusapan na natin siya ngayon. Kasi like before, di ba, we just had to parang tiisin mo yan. Kailangan mo ng trabaho. Pero now that we have you, we have experts researching about this and talking about this, mas nagkakaroon tayo ng awareness. And yun yung maa-apply natin in our workplaces.
Yeah.
Thank
Ako lang,
you so
continue to
much.
improve yourself, no? So, wag po kayong titigil na mag-aral, continue to improve yourself, no? Para po mas ma-fulfill niyo yung mission niyo, lalo na to inspire other people, and it will definitely be a big plus for you and for other people as well.
Yes, thank you so much, Doc Shake. Nakikita natin sa chat box, a lot of our learners this afternoon are really very thankful for your informative session at marami silang natutunan and na-take away.
Yeah. Thank you po.
Ayan.
Thank you rin po.
Ayan, Joyce, maybe you can present our certificate of appreciation
Ayan.
for
So
our
this
resource speaker this afternoon.
Ayan. This certificate of appreciation, I will just read lang po. This certificate is issued to Dr. Sheila Marie Hoxon for generously providing their time and expertise as a resource speaker for the webinar, Breaking Barriers, Unmasking Bullying and Biases for Inclusive and Respectful Environments, held on the 21st of June 2023, signed by our Chief Enabling Officer, John Baluyot, and our Chief Wellbeing Officer, Nikki Vergara. So, ayan. Thank you po, Doc Shake.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doc
God bless.
Shake.
Grateful. Yeah.
Thank you. So for our learners, can you give Doc Shake a virtual round of applause? You can either do a reaction or you can send clap emojis or emoticons on the chat box. Yeah. Thank you so much, Doc Shake. So
Thank
we
you,
hope,
dear. Oo.
yes, we hope that you can still all join us by next week. So we are going to discuss our third and final webinar for our theme, Are You Mistreated at Work? Creating Psychologically Safe Workplaces with Napre Almario, and he will talk about sensitivity and awareness, creating inclusive spaces for PWDs. So before we go head on to other announcements, Joyce, maybe we can first share with our participants the evaluation form this afternoon. So Joyce will be sending the link of the evaluation form in our chat box. And for those of you who have your phones ready, you can just simply scan the QR code that you can see on the screen. So reminder lang po, when we answer the evaluation form, be mindful kung are you rating that particular item as 1 or you're rating a particular item as 5. So ang highest score natin is 5 and ang lowest score natin is 1. So please read through the different items and of course, share with us what you thought about today's session. What do you want us to talk about next? And of course, ano ba yung mga insights nyo and important learnings that you had for this afternoon? The evaluation form will close in 30 minutes. Seeing that it's already 4:57, Joyce will be closing this by 5:30. Joyce, will that be okay?
Yes, okay lang naman.
Okay, so that everyone will have enough time to answer the evaluation forms. So we're just gonna send the evaluation form to you sa chat box one more time, just so you already have a copy. Make sure to bookmark that, to save that, para just in case mag-drop off kayo sa call, you already have that in your devices. Okay, so while you're answering, we just have some last announcement. If you enjoyed our content this afternoon, please do follow us on Facebook because doon naglalagay pa kami ng iba-ibang thought leadership posts about workplace well-being, how do we take care of ourselves in the workplace, how do we lead others better, and of course, how do we incorporate well-being strategies in our own organizations. And if you want to increase your influence more, I believe na all of us are leaders, di ba, Joyce? Naniniwala ka ba doon?
Yes, sobra.
Naniniwala ka ba na lahat tayo ay leaders? Pero sabi nga sa growth mindset, di ba, na all of us, we may be leaders now, but we are not great leaders yet. Di ba? Sabi ni Nikki, palaging pinapaalala ni Nikki to put that yet at the end of our growth mindset statements. That's why we are inviting you, if you want to level up on your skills as a leader, to be able to really fight for well-being in your own workplaces. And kahit sa sarili nyo, di ba? Because we lead not only in our workplaces, but also in the different spheres that we have. So we are going to have our first face-to-face positive leadership course. Ito na yung 20th run namin, itong flagship course natin in positive workplaces. So we are inviting you from September 7 to September 9. That will be from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And it will be held in Discovery Suites, Ortiga Center, NCR. The investment price for this particular learning session is 24,000 per person. And we are still running our early bird discount if you register. Joyce, confirm ko lang. Hindi ko maalala yung exact date ko hanggang kailan yung early bird natin. Pero if you guys register before that ends, magiging 21,600 per person na lang siya. And ano bang meron dito, di ba? So aside from the whole positive leadership course, we also have the free top 5 Clifton Strengths assessment worth 1,050 pesos. So free na siya, kasama siya. I know you've heard us use the different languages of strengths, and yun nga, ang isang kasama dito is yung Clifton Strengths natin. If you want to know what your results are, kasama siya dito sa course na to. And of course, it will be led by our Chief Enabling Officer, John Baluyot, and our Chief Wellbeing Officer, Nikki Vergara, who are both trained in Australia and they're both certified strengths coaches. So if you want to know more about that, you can just simply click on the link that Joyce sent in the chat box. If you want us to talk to your HRs or have a conversation with your leaders, you can just send us an email at thrive@positiveworkplaces.org so that we can start that conversation. Okay, so we hope to see you there. We love to see you virtually, pero syempre mas maganda pa rin if we all see you face-to-face. Yeah, Joyce, do we still have any other reminders apart from answering the e-certificate so that they can claim their their certificates? Meron pa ba?
Una naman na, Gabi, pero dagdag ko lang dun sa PLC na 17 slots na lang ata siya. So, mag-register na po kayo kasi baka maubusan kayo ng slot. Sayang naman.
Yes. So makikita nyo, it's a very intimate group. We want this to be as intimate as possible para matutukan kayo ng mga facilitators natin. So if you have your training budgets ready for the year or hindi nyo pa sila nagagamit, let's use that for the positive leadership course in September. Okay, so if you don't have any more questions, we hope that you save the link that we shared in the chat box, where we are closing the Zoom room in a few minutes. So again, I'm Gabby, and together with me is
Joyce?
And thank you for joining us for the second webinar this June. See you all next week.
See you!